Hello, it's your girl Naja. Come with me to do my makeup for a date night. Please do not mind my hair. I'm gonna be fixing it later on in this video. I don't really know what I want to do with it. We'll see by the end of this video. I'm actually very excited to be going to this place today. I'm going to the Museum of Ice Cream, and I've been wanting to go to this place for a while, and it just never aligned for me to go. So I'm actually excited. It looks really fun, really cool online, so I definitely want to do my makeup so that way I can get some cool pictures. My skin has been breaking out so bad lately. I don't really know what's causing it. Normally when I have breakouts, it's like I change something in my routine, or maybe I just need to wash my pillows and stuff. I really don't know. One of the things that could have caused it was the fact that I was using this witch hazel toner for my face, and I feel like that was super drying and it smelled like straight alcohol, so maybe my skin just did not like that. But I just figured whatever, having acne is completely normal. I don't have the clearest skin, not even close, and that's pretty evident, so it's like whatever. I have a pretty good skincare routine if I'm pretty consistent with it. I normally don't have any breakouts. It's when I start changing different things. And I just picked up some Mederma. It's supposed to help with scarring and get rid of the hyperpigmentation, so we'll just see how that goes. The look I'm going for today is this very bronzy, sultry, pink, sexy type of look, because the outfit that I'm wearing, it's gonna be white and super light, and I feel like that's not really me to be that bright. Like y'all know, like I like to wear the all black all the time, so I feel like to balance it out, I'm gonna try to do like a little bit of a sexier look. I'm kind of nervous to do this actually because I haven't done full glam on myself in a while. I'm gonna be using this LA Girl palette because there's a bunch of pretty like neutrals in there. So this is my first time trying this palette. I almost forgot that I had it because sometimes I just be buying stuff and it just sits there. So typically I would go in with like a lighter base if I was doing like a super bright look, but since I'm going for something a little bit darker, I'm not even gonna bother with doing something white as like an eyeshadow primer. And this is just going to be my transition color. I'm just kind of putting that all over. Let me scoot up a little bit so y'all can really see what I'm doing. But when it comes to eyeshadow, I try not to do too much. I try not to take it too far at the top because it's harder to blend, and I feel like it just looks super thick and messy. You see how I'm holding my eyeshadow brush? You want to hold it at the end because it gives you more control versus just holding it like this, and then you're going to be more heavy-handed. So I just always hold my eyebrow brushes at the end, and I'm always lightly tapping. For the crease color, I'm going to go in with this shade. I'm not sure the name of this palette. Okay, Keep It Playful eyeshadow palette. That's all it says. So this is what the back looks like, and this is what the front looks like. Ignore the CVS tag. I tried to take it off, but it wouldn't come off. I always go in super light-handed with my eyeshadow and just build on top of that because it's just a lot easier to add versus doing too much and trying to take that off. This is fun. Normally when I do my makeup, I just do like a simple no makeup type of look, and I just call it a day. Next, I'm going to use my Sephora palette. This shade. Oh, that is pretty. That's pretty. I just took my Duo lash glue. Y'all, I swear by this. The green bottle. Yeah. I just took that and I put some of it on this palette and picked some up with this fluffy flat brush. And then I just spread that on the areas where I want the glitter to go. I'm sorry if y'all can barely see me. I don't have a mirror behind me, so I'm having to look off to the side. Okay, this is what we are working with so far. Now that that's done, I did add a little bit of white in my inner corner. Don't know how I feel about that. Doesn't really, I don't know how I feel about it, but right now I'm about to just wipe off any excess eyeshadow from under my eyes because I don't want that mixing in with my concealer and making that look dark and dirty underneath. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this Glow Recipe to my, oh, wrong side. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this Glow Recipe under my eyes because I did wipe off a lot of that. And I always like to make sure my under eyes especially are just super hydrated when I'm doing my makeup. I always like to hydrate because I go in with a lot of powder to keep the makeup set in place. I do want to try this L'Oreal True Match foundation. I got this a while ago and I just never used it. It looks like it's my skin color. Might be a little dark. It's definitely darker, but I'm gonna try to, oh my gosh. I thought I was gonna try to make it work, but that definitely looks too dark. It's supposed to be neutral, but I feel like it looks orange. So I'm just gonna go in with my e.l.f. Liquid Halo Glow because this is literally like the most perfect skin tint ever. Because I don't know, I don't like my face to look too cakey, so I just go in with skin tint, especially when I'm doing a no makeup look. That's literally my go-to. It just blends into my skin so beautifully. And what shade is that? 6 Tan Deep. Okay, that definitely looks better, but I'm definitely gonna have to brighten my face up with some concealer. Typically I would go in with concealer, but I do want to try to do bronzer and then blush and then concealer. I've been seeing people use that method and it honestly looks really nice. So the typical bronzer that I would use is this e.l.f. bronzer in the shade Deep Rich, but I don't feel like that's bronzy enough for me, so I was thinking to go in with the shade Rich. I think it's, yeah, Richy. But looking at it right now, I feel like it might be a little too dark, but we're still gonna try it out. Ooh, that might be too dark. Let me try to blend that out and see. Maybe I need to stop playing around and just do my makeup the way I normally do it before I end up messing something up. So I don't want to do that. I feel like that's gonna make me look bruised. I'll be thinking I'm darker than what I actually am. So I'm just gonna stick to my normal bronzer and just put that all over my perimeter. Now I'm gonna blend that out. Looks a lot better. I could just see that other bronzer just taking me down a dark path, so we're not even gonna try that. I'm sorry y'all, when it comes to me doing my makeup, I'm very like messy and all over the place. So for blush, lately I've been using this dark blush, liquid blush in the e.l.f. shade Very Well, but I want to do a more pink look, obviously to match the eyeshadow and to bring that look out a little bit more. So I'm going to be going in with the shade Pinky Promise in the e.l.f. Camel Liquid Blush. It looks really nice. Like, I never thought that pink would be something that looks good on darker skins, but it looks amazing actually. And I might add a little bit more. One thing about me, I love me some blush. Love it, love it, love it. The thing about blush, I feel like you can just add as much of it as you want because it's the first part of your makeup that fades. So I feel like if you want to go crazy, it's okay because it's going to fade within the next couple of minutes, so you're good. Wow, I just feel like that is bringing the look out so nicely. Okay, now we're gonna go in with concealer. Too Faced concealer. This is old also. I need to definitely get a new one. I think I'm gonna actually go in with this. This is in the shade Chai, which I feel like as far as the color, it definitely matches my skin tone. Like, it's a really nice concealer. But when it comes to the undertone, I feel like this is still a little too warm for me. I'm a neutral undertone. So anything warm just makes me look super red, and it just doesn't look right. I am gonna go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Tan Sand just to brighten this under eye. Ouch, I feel like I scratched my eye with that wand. Okay. And then I'm just gonna let that sit for probably like 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and just blend everything out. Now that I've let that sit, I'm gonna go in with my Real Technique brush. I'm gonna go ahead and blend that bridge of my nails. I don't like to do too much nose contour. I actually am afraid of nose contour. I always blend out the edges first, and then I go in and blend the rest of it under my eye. Now I'm trying to see if I'm gonna add some more concealer to get an even brighter under eye. When it comes to powdering your face after you sprayed your setting mist or your setting spray, you want to wait a little bit, because if you just go in immediately after, you're going to be picking up extra makeup, and then now you're going to have patchy spots. So I just always let it dry down a little bit, and then I'll go over it and just kind of blend out those edges for a more seamless blend. I love this One Size setting powder in the shade Translucent. I have the little travel size because I was just, when I grabbed it, I just wanted to test it out, and I didn't want to get a full size and not actually like it, or not feel like it was worth the extra money. But I definitely feel like it's worth it. I just put a little bit in the cap. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I just put a little bit in the cap, and I take my powder puff and I just get an even amount. I just kind of spread that around in there until my beauty blender is decently even. Like I said, when it comes to doing my makeup, I'm a little messy. So this is what your powder puff should be looking like. Actually, it should look a little bit more even than this. Before I go in with any powder under my eyes, I like to go back in and blend my under eyes, just so that way I'm not setting any creases. So I just stretch that eye out, and then make sure to keep that stretch. Sorry if I'm looking crazy, and I just add my powder underneath. Wow, this One Size setting powder is so nice. It literally blends into your skin like butter. Now I'm gonna do the other eye. I can't tell if I'm almost out of this or not. No, I can tell. I'm not almost out. Okay. Cold beans. Next, I'm going to be going in with my Juvia's Place bronzers in the shade Deep Dark and Tan. So for the Deep Dark palette, I'm going to be using this top color, and I'm going to be mixing it in with this bottom color in the Tan palette, because I feel like this is as dark as I would like to be bronze, but I feel like it's also a little bit too red. So I always mix it with this shade in the Tan palette because it just balances it out. I just take a little bit, dust that off, and I just place it on my cheeks, on my forehead, a little bit on my nose, because again, I don't really like to contour my nose, so I just always take that excess powder and I put it on my nose. And I like to use a lot of this. I just go back and forth between the colors and just add it onto my cheeks because I like to look super bronzy. It just makes you look sun-kissed. And I just add a little bit on my nose just to give my nose some definition, because I feel like it looks flat with all the other powder. Voila! For blush, I'm going to be taking my Morphe palette Blush Trio. It just has a couple of nice blushes. You have this glittery blush, super pink, and then this mauve type of color. I'm taking my e.l.f. highlighting brush and I'm packing that in the middle color, dusting that off and just applying it to my cheeks. I'm gonna be just going in with my NYX lip liner pencil in the shade Alien, which is just black, and I'm just gonna be lining my waterline. I just love that look. I feel like it just makes my eyes pop and it just adds to it just looking sultry. So just add that to my waterline. And when my eyes get a little bit watery, I just take the pencil and a napkin, or usually I'll take my hand and I just wipe it across just to get rid of that excess water. I need to find a good eyeliner because I feel like this one is good, but it definitely does not last that long, and I need something that's gonna last me. Now I'm gonna be going back into my LA Girl palette, and I think I'm gonna go back in with that darker color. Maybe I'll mix the two and just go under my eyes. Really, I should have done this before I did my eyeliner, but whatever. Before I go in with my mascara, because we're pretty much done here, I'm going to go back in with my Morphe setting spray. I'm going to cover my eyes because I don't want my eye makeup to start running. And then I'm going to be going in with this new setting powder that I picked up from Amazon. It's the You Can Be All Day Fixer. I picked this up because this is supposed to be a dupe for the One Size setting spray. So I just figured, why not try it? Like, I'm typically not the type of person to try new products. I feel like when I find something that works, I just pretty much stick to it. When it comes to hygiene, I'm not as bad. Like, I do try new products every now and then, but when it comes to makeup, I pretty much just only stick to what I know. But I want to start trying different products now, even with the hygiene. Like, I just want to try new products and just testing different things. So I'm really excited to try this. I've literally been waiting all week to open this because I just wanted to use this for this video. Ooh, and I like that it's purple. I feel like I'm such a purple girl. Like, it's girly, but it's definitely not dainty in my opinion. It's long lasting for all skin types. I don't know why I felt the need to read that, but okay. It feels like it's barely spraying out though. Oh, I almost forgot to go in with my e.l.f. Fit Me foundation powder in the shade 310. I really like using this because it just makes everything look so much smoother. So let me put a little bit of that. Wow. And I'm gonna go in with some more blush because I feel like a lot of that got lost after applying the powder. So now I'm going to be going in with my Maybelline mascara wand. This is a tiny wand for bottom lashes specifically. And when it comes to mascara, I usually go in with like 2 coats just to get that thick full mascara look. I was going to go in with some eyelashes also, but I honestly just don't feel like fighting with eyelashes. Me and eyelashes have a love-hate relationship, and right now I just don't feel like dealing with that. So I'm just going to skip the eyelashes and make sure I just double up on the mascara. YSL mascara. And I'm going to go back in with my setting spray. I just realized I didn't apply any highlighter, which I normally don't because I'm not a big fan of highlighter anymore. I used to be when I first started doing makeup, and I would just go crazy with the highlighter, but now I just like a more subtle type of look, if you want to call it that. But I do want to try this Hourglass highlighting palette. So my trick with highlighter is to go in with setting spray first and then kind of let that sit, so that way when I go ahead and go in with the highlighter, it blends in a lot more versus just sitting on top of my skin. So I'm going to go in with the darkest shade, the shade right here, because I just want something very subtle. If I was looking for more of a pop, I would go in with the white. I do want to try my Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I think someone got this for me as a gift. I love the packaging on this. I just love the packaging. It looks so pretty, so grown up. And this is what the shade looks like, which isn't typically a color that I would gravitate towards, but I really like the packaging, so I definitely want to make sure that I use it. So I'm gonna first line my lips with my NYX lip liner in the shade Club Hopper, and then my NYX lip liner in the shade Downtown Beauty, which Club Hopper is more of like a brownish purplish type of color. The Downtown one is just brown, so I like to go in with both. Definitely looks cute, definitely fitting for the occasion. I'm about to go try to do something to my hair. Like I said, I'm probably just gonna define my curls and just hot comb this front section to pull it back a little bit more. So I'm about to see how that looks, and then I'm gonna come back and then we're gonna finish putting my outfit together and picking out my perfume. Okay, luckily I had the same necklace but in gold instead, so I was able to just replace that. And then I just added some bracelets. I never got to wear this, and I feel like this outfit is so cute that I can just put this together. And then I just have a colorful bracelet. Well, it's gold but with some colorful detailing, and then the same thing with my rings. Some of them are gold and have colorful detailing. Super cute. And then since I'm wearing gold now, I guess I can put these little kitten heels on, but I'm also going to bring some flip-flops because if my feet get tired, I'm going to need to change out of those. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. But for perfume, I'm going to be grabbing my Burberry Goddess and my Delilah by Maison Alhambra, which is supposed to be a dupe for Delina. I should have brought my jacket.
Take off from Miami, so you can go to your seat now.
Okay.
And say the word kick.
Okay. Click.
Now that we are all safe, we can go. The pilot will be saying the word. Now we got to submit flag refreshment.
Thank you.
Mom and Dad's only daughter.